Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you can hear me okay. Someone give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me okay, if I'm coming through. This is the first time in like, I don't know, feels like a year. Hopefully I am not muted. Sounds good. Mayo, how is the background music? It's too loud, too low? What do you think? It's low? Okay. Low is good though, right? We don't want it too loud. So you guys, it's been a minute. I haven't done a live stream in forever, and I am kind of relearning how to do it. So, gosh, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. But what I was going to do, I'm working on, and anyone who's also in this, like nerding out on AI lately, if you've been using Claude or any of the AI vibe coding tools, let me know if you're building anything, because I've been playing around a lot and I'm building out a monetization tracker. I'm building out a lead magnet. I'm building out a whole crap ton of stuff that's pretty cool. Cruisin', you can't hear anything? Lori can hear. Nice and clear. Okay, good. The music is low. Monique, how are you? Good to see you. Turbo, what's up? Turbo, which video did you watch? I'm curious. Hopefully it was a good one. Let me just grab some of the earlier comments or questions really quick, and then I'll show you what I've been working on. And you guys maybe give me some input and feedback, because this might be something I just make available for people who are interested in it. Yeah, Big Mayo, it's good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Hope things are going well on your end. JT the Legend, you're streaming on Monday, but they suddenly went dead? What do you mean by dead? Like no viewers? Like people aren't showing up? Curious to know what's going on. Oh, and Big Mayo, you hit the YouTube partner program. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Glad to hear that. First tier of monetization. Okay, so the 500 subs and the 3,000 watch time hours. Nice. Yeah, typically like that's the hard one to get to, and then shortly after you'll get to your 4,000. Okay, so Lori, you lost 200 watch time hours. You got to 400, and then they slowly dropped over a few days to around 350. Woke up today, and now it's 197. Okay, so question, how old are those watch time hours? Are they older than 365 days? Because if they are, then they'll fall off. If they're relatively recent watch time hours, then that's a little peculiar. The question I have for you is, how are you looking in, where are you looking inside YouTube Studio to see it? Because there's two places you can look. You can look at your analytics, and that'll give you watch time hours up until yesterday. But if you go into your Earn tab, that's going to be delayed by about 5 days. And then also keep in mind, shorts don't count towards watch time. So a couple things there. Let me know if you want a quick demo on that. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me okay. All right, so Turbo, you said you've built 3 applications and 2 websites. Tell me more. I want to know what you're building. Diary, okay, thank you for saying that. Elena, can you hear me now? Hopefully. I have mixers. Okay, got you. Perfect. So you've had hundreds, but now no one's joining? Question, are you doing vertical or horizontal live streams? And now you can do both, by the way, in case you don't know that. I don't know if there's a way for me to show this. Hold on one second. You're doing vertical? Okay. So I do horizontal. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I don't do verticals. I mean, if you're getting hundreds of views and then all of a sudden it's 0, that's a little alarming. I don't really know where to direct you on that. You know, I don't know if you can reach out to creator support. Um, because I don't really do anything in the shorts feed, so I don't really know how to give you any guidance on that. I do all long form videos and I do all horizontal live streams when I do them, which is infrequent. Circuits, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, that is very weird. It's a very strange issue to have. Sorry to hear it, by the way. And Circus, it's going pretty well. It's going good, man. It's good to have you. Yeah, so in YouTube Studio, if you go to the top right, maybe I'll just show it really quick. Hold on, I gotta toggle my screens around. Give me 1 second. Okay, how about now? All good? Sorry about that. When I switched scenes, I forgot to unmute myself. This is like the standard MO for me, apparently. Thank you for letting me know in the chat. Okay, really quick, creator support, because I know that was a question that I was probably on mute when I was answering. In YouTube Studio, if you ever get stuck on anything, you come here into the top right and you click on this chat with creator support. You'll get this pop up here, and this will guide you through. You'll probably have to talk to a robot, some AI, and then eventually you can get to a person. So, Elena, I did see you mentioned, and sorry, sorry about the mute issue. You want to learn about monetization. Let me know what question you have specifically, because monetization is a very broad topic. There's a lot of ways to do it. There's a lot of business models on YouTube. So I'm curious where you're at, what your thoughts are, what your objectives or goals are, and maybe we can address a question or two from there. Yes, Lori, shorts do not count towards watch time. There's a separate monetization path. If you make short form content, you need to get 1,000 subscribers and 10 million shorts views in a 90-day period, I think. It's like absurd. So I don't even do shorts. I got monetized through long form content. Okay, so Turbo had mentioned earlier he or she is building applications and websites. So very cool. That's amazing. Good for you. I think it's great. So hopefully, if you guys are tuning in, you're interested in monetization, and I want to show you something that I'm working on, and maybe you can give me some feedback on it. It's a monetization tracker. So if you're on YouTube and you're working towards your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 watch time hours, and you're like, how long is this going to take for me to get there? I'm going to show you what I'm working on. I used to track this all in a Google sheet, like in a spreadsheet, and it was a pain in the butt. I'd have to manually update it every week, and it would give me like a trend line, which I love because I'm a nerd. But I thought maybe we would try and vibe code one and see if we could, see if we could just make it more accessible to the general public potentially. So, yeah. Let me show you what it looks like real quick here. Give me one sec. So this is it. And I'll actually put the link in the chat if anyone wants to try it. Here's the caveat with this. There's two ways that you can use this thing. The first way is, so if you're on YouTube and you're already making videos and you've got some views and some subscribers and some watch time, and you want to know how long it's going to take you to get monetized. Hold on one sec. I got to figure out how to get rid of the comment, I think. Okay. What this will do, if you input your data into it, is it's going to do all the math, and it's going to tell you how long it might take for you to reach monetization. So does anyone have any remote interest in knowing how long it would take you to reach monetization? Just out of curiosity, if this is something that's even in the ballpark of being interesting to you guys. When I first started and started tracking this thing, I was like, it's going to take me 3 years to get monetized. But what you don't realize is that the more you post, the more things compound. And with YouTube, it's never a linear growth rate. It's always like it starts slow and then it like ramps. So yeah, this is the landing page. You guys can see it on the right side, right? It says a simple path to monetization. This is a work in progress. This was all made by Claude. So if you guys know Anthropic, they have a chat bot called Claude. They have a Claude Code, which is a coding version of it. And all you do is you just talk to it. You speak in natural language and you say, hey, Claude Code, I want you to build a website for me. And the website tracks monetization. Yeah, Ben, that's a really good point. That's a very good point. We'll come back to that. And so, yeah, it built this whole thing out. I had to give it, we had to go back and forth, have a conversation, things like that. But basically, yeah, Mike got monetized real quick. But basically what this is designed to do is you can connect your YouTube channel to it. Of course, there's like this authorization process. You have to agree to the terms of it. And this is brand new. So it's like an unapproved application. So you're going to get a nasty message from Google saying this is unapproved. Are you sure you want to submit your stuff? I'm not going to encourage you guys to utilize that method. But what you can do if you want to, and I'll put the link here in the chat, you can access this website right now. And then you can come down here and you can upload data from your YouTube studio. So if you go to your YouTube studio and you export out, you'll get a zip file. You can just drag it in here and it should show you how long it might take. If you're like completely unsure how to do any of that, here's all the instructions. It takes less than a minute. So you just follow steps 1 through 6 here. Go to YouTube Studio, go to advanced mode, do all these steps. You can drag and drop your file in here, and then you'll get to a page that looks something like this. And this is going to calculate how many subscribers you've got, how many watch time hours you've got. And then you can kind of see how long. It's going to give you a date. It's going to project out into the future how long it's going to take you to get there. So this is a demo account. It's going to take about 197 days to reach monetization. And that might sound like forever, and it might sound like it's impossible. But like I mentioned, and Ben sort of alluded to this in the chat already, if you have 1 or 2 videos that take off, changes everything. And Mike's a good example of that. His 4th video went viral, helped get him monetized. So do me a favor. The first thing I want you to do is just test the link that I put in the chat and let me know if it loads up on your screen. And Elena, it doesn't take long. As long as you can get into your YouTube studio and download your data, you can plop it right in here. Yeah, so, okay, so Big Mayo, it's loaded up. Monique, perfect, got it. Now, if you guys are interested, and by the way, this is probably best if you do this from your computer, not from your mobile device. I don't know if you guys are watching on mobile right now, but for anyone who's on desktop, if you decide to go to YouTube Studio, you can simply follow the instructions down at the bottom where it says how it works. All you're going to do is follow these 6 steps. You're going to get a zip file, and then you'll pop it, and it should give you something like this. Now, if you're already monetized, this doesn't really mean anything to you. This isn't going to be helpful in any way. So I'll give you guys a minute or two to work on that. If you get stuck anywhere, please let me know. I want to make this thing as easy to use as possible. So any feedback that you've got for me would be amazing. And thanks, Ben, for the feedback on mobile. That's super helpful. But yeah, Ben, your earlier point about it's like it's impossible to know even with a trend line. Even if you do all like the right math and extrapolate out based on historic data, having one viral video screws the whole thing up. So this is more fun than it is accurate, if that makes sense. Yeah, Big Mayo, it should. If you're at 3,000, yeah, and as you scroll down, you'll see like the milestones. Let me make this a little bit bigger. You'll see the milestones that you've crossed, so it should have you crossing 3,000. And remind me, are you at 1,000 subs or are you beyond? So yeah, for each milestone, it's going to check you off. And then it'll give you this trend line right here. So basically, you can like look at where we've been. Okay, 518 subs. Yeah. So you will have crossed this one right here. And then you can drag your mouse, excuse me, you can drag your mouse and you can kind of tells you how many subscribers you've had at specific dates, right? And today is what, the 18th, or yesterday was the 18th. So from this point forward, it's going to look and try and project when you would reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. So for the purposes of this demo, it's saying that they'll get to 1,000 subs by September 30th. JT, what happened with yours? Let me know if there was an issue with the zip file. It should be able to take it, no problem. Access blocked. That's a bummer. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Does anyone else having that same issue? For anyone else that's tried it? I'm curious if anyone else has had that same issue. Instructions so clear. Okay. So Monique, were you able to get the zip file? And JT, were you able to get your zip file? Oh boy. What just happened? Oh, nice. JT. Wait, who did that? From Nanad? Oh, thanks, Nanad. That's really nice of you. Appreciate that. What a nice guy Nanad is. It's because I'm repping his music. I basically bribed him. Yeah, that's awesome. Liquid Hour DMB, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the music, go check out his channel. And go check it out anyways, even if you don't like his channel. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Turbo. Okay, so I guess question number one is, for those of you who've tried, were you able to get the zip file from the YouTube studio? If you've tried it and it worked, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat? I just want to validate that it's easy enough for you guys to get that zip file, because if the instructions are not clear or if there's another thing I need to think about, I can reinvent and try and figure that out. Yeah, Luke. So what we're looking at on screen here on the right side is a monetization tracker that I'm building, and you can access it here. I'll give you the link. And the idea is if you're working towards monetization on YouTube, you can extract some data from your YouTube studio, upload it to this site, and it should help you understand how long it will take you to reach monetization. Okay, Monique, you don't need to unzip it. So you can actually just throw the full zip file into this tracker. So right here on the home screen, actually, I think I may have given you the wrong link. Hold on one sec. Luke, try that new link I just put. Sorry, the one that has demo at the end isn't the right one. But Monique, if you go down to here where it says upload CSV, it should let you just upload the zip file. Do you mind testing that for me? And Mike, I know you had a question from earlier. Let me get to that. So Mike's asking about watch time. So for anyone needing watch time, and I know Mike certainly isn't needing watch time, tips for gaining it. Yeah, I think, well, it depends. I mean, live streams are great. Something that I tell people, if you're trying to build community and you have the courage to do a live stream, which I don't always do, then getting on and spending a couple hours with your community can be really helpful. And it's also a great way to, get yourself out of your comfort zone and like kind of let the guard down a little bit and just be your normal, natural self. So, but that's also a great way to get watch time. Making longer videos and keeping people on those videos for longer. Don't make shorts. Shorts are a waste of time. Oh, did my camera go away? Hold on. Did you guys lose my camera? FaceTime. Oh no, I think it's working. Oh my gosh, Lori. That's hilarious. I mean, bound to happen, right? It is bound to happen. Ninette, are you in a situation where you can help me test this out? You in front of your computer? I know you're already monetized, so you won't really need to do this, but we're testing out a new website. November 11th. Okay. New fear unlocked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. No worries, Nanette. I appreciate you. Lives get lives views, and the void gets views too. Not really sure what you mean by that, but I'm going to nod and agree nonetheless. So here's what we got. This is the landing page. Anyways, for those of you who maybe missed this earlier, this is a monetization tracker that I'm building. If you want to know how long it's going to take you to get monetized on YouTube, you can upload a file and it will help you understand how long. So this is a demo right here. Let me actually, can I make this full screen really quick? Yeah, maybe this is a little bit easier to see. Yeah. So what we've got is how many subscribers. This is a demo account. So how many subs this demo account has, and then how many watch time hours. And then these rings kind of show you your progress to goal, right? And then you've got over here an estimated date based on your current run rate. And it's knowing how many videos you post. It knows how many views you get. It knows your average view duration. And so it's able to give you a trend line for when that date is reachable. This is a 90-day snapshot of your channel right here. You can look at how many views you get, average per day, how many new subs you're getting over time, gives you the date. Down here is the deficit to goal. So this demo account needs 526 more subscribers. They need 2,226 more watch time hours and about 26 more weeks to hit their target. And then we'll show you how many watch time hours you're getting per week, new subs per week, how many views per day, and then how often you're posting. So in this case, one video every 5.5 days. This is actually kind of cool. And then this is going to give you your trend line. And what's neat about this is there's this what if simulator down here at the bottom. And what this you can do is you can play with this. You can actually play with the sliders and you can say, okay, what would happen if I upped my posting frequency from every 5.5 days to every 4 days? And then you can watch the slider change at the top, or you can watch the graph at the top change, right? It's kind of hard to see. I got to fix the graph. But now all of a sudden it's August instead of September, which is kind of cool. If you posted every 3 days, it would then be still August. Actually, earlier in August, I think. I might be looking at this wrong. So it's kind of cool. And you can reset the slider. You can change the average video length. You can change the average views per video. And then down here, there will be some custom sort of guidance given based on how your channel is doing. So this will just be more instruction, like here's what's working well, here's what you need to work on, here's one way to improve watch time, like Mike was asking about earlier. And then, of course, if you want to, learn more. So anyways, I was just playing around with this. I thought this would be a cool thing to demo. And I'm curious if you guys have any feedback. Is there anything you'd want to see on a dashboard like this? Is there anything that you think is missing that this thing would benefit from? And then while you're thinking about that, Lori had a question about what should we use to go live? StreamYard or something? I use Ecamm. This is what I'm using right now. Ecamm's pretty cool because you can switch up like different scenes, right? All of them pretty much do the same thing. Yeah. So I use Ecamm. Ecamm is Mac only though. But I think StreamYard and Riverside are good alternates that you can look into. I'm also thinking of creating my own application for streaming using Claude because I really don't want to pay for things. And yeah, Big Mayo makes a great point too, is you can go live right from YouTube Studio. So you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So I'll keep an eye on the chat for questions. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to work on this a little bit more. And if anyone's got questions on what I'm doing or like what are these programs that are on screen, just let me know. Like just put a comment in the chat. I'm going to do my best to kind of like narrate through what I'm working on. So yeah, thanks, Lori. Yeah, just play around if you feel inclined to do so. And then if anything stands out to you, be happy to take a question or take your feedback. Okay, so I think we have a problem with the growth timeline. I need to figure out another way to visualize this. So I don't like the way things change when we pick the different dates. Let me ask Claude. I'm just gonna take a screenshot. Basically, what I do is when I'm like working on stuff like this, and I need to get something fixed, I normally just take screenshots, and then I'll throw it into Claude and be like, "Hey, fix this." So working on this one, let me grab the screenshot. How do we make the graph feel more like we are zooming in and zooming out when we change the date ranges? Right now, the horizontal axis is always terminating at March 2027, but I want to like zoom in and zoom out and have that dynamically change based on the zoom level. So think through that and come up with an idea, and then let's implement that. And I use voice dictation to talk to Claude because I don't like typing anymore. Yeah, Mike. Okay, so Mike, I've got this already queued up here. Right here. If you can look at my Claude on the left side of the screen. I asked it last night. I was like, I have a crazy idea. What would it take to vibe code a YouTube streaming app similar to Ecamm, but like very simplified, stripped down version that is super lightweight, not a lot of features or functionality, just super minimum viable product? How could that connect to YouTube streaming so that I don't have to pay for StreamYard or Ecamm? Because I'm in the same boat as you. I'm sick of paying for all of this stuff. And I think we can vibe code all of it. So it came back and it told me I got a couple options. One of them was option one. I don't know. All of this stuff is gibberish to me. You guys, I'm not technical. I don't have a engineering background at all. So I don't know what it's saying half the time. But it's basically saying it can build an app that I can use on my computer, and it can do some basic streaming. Or we can build out a web-based version of it, meaning it would work in Chrome. And so it just gave me kind of an outline of what it would take to build. And yeah, I mean, this could be something I work on. I mean, this is definitely a shiny object that I'm getting distracted by, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. The fact that it with a high level of confidence is saying that it's possible to build your own live streaming application. I think the only thing I would absolutely need it to have is the chat. Like, you know how you guys can see, I pulled up Mike's comment on screen. I love that feature, so I would need that to be included. So I didn't pursue the conversation, but it asked me if it wanted me to have it start building it. So I'll just say yes, please. And then we'll come back. Mike, we'll come back and see if this thing can build us something. Right? Yeah, I do pay for Claude. For Nightbot, Mike, I think I just installed it once and it just joins every time I do a live stream. I don't really do much with the Nightbot now. But let me know if it's annoying, because I think every like 15 minutes it puts some auto messages in the chat. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Claude, hopefully you're familiar with ChatGPT, right? So Claude is its own competitor to ChatGPT. It looks like this, right? So this probably looks similar to ChatGPT, right? And this is all done in the web browser, just like ChatGPT is. But I use Claude, the application, which is this one right here on the left. So this is what it looks like. And right now it's doing a lot of thinking. It's actually coding something for me right now, or it's like working through a problem, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, it's like just a lot of gibberish because, you know, it's coding stuff. And in the Claude application, you have the regular chat, which does basically what ChatGPT does as well. But then you also have this co-work option here, which I've played around with a lot. And then there's Claude Code, which is designed for building things. So it is now asking me, where should we put this new project? Yeah, we'll put it here. And it's asking me for YouTube auth needed for chat. Oh, okay. Let's do the stream only first. Actually, no, it wants to do the full thing. Let's do the full thing. What's cool about it, if you're asking it to build something, it will oftentimes give you options. Like it'll present you with a couple options that you pick from, and then you say, okay, yeah, I want you to work on this first and then work on that second. So it's kind of nice. Oftentimes I don't have a single idea of like what it's asking me for, and I just say, hey, just use your best judgment. Yeah, circuits, exactly. Yeah, I'm using it right now too to automate a CRM for my business so I can kind of keep track of my clients and my prospects and everything else related to my business. So, okay, good. Thanks. Thanks, Mayo. Can I use it to search QQQ messages? I don't know. Like, Mike, are you asking if I can use Claude to search for QQQ messages? Or are you talking about the live stream app? I think you're talking about the live stream app. Possibly, yeah. Turbo, I just have some local projects, but most recently I am syncing with GitHub now with the public facing ones. And I'm new to GitHub. I don't really know what I'm doing with GitHub. I just know it's kind of like a version history repository. The way Claude explained it, it's like almost like having your coding projects live in the cloud, like Google Drive, for example. So yeah. But yeah, so basically here we are. Like this, what you're looking at on screen is me asking Claude Code to build a live streaming application so that I don't have to pay for Ecamm. And it came up with this full plan, and it's giving it to me for me to review it. But honestly, this is all gibberish to me. I don't know what I'm looking at all. And I'm just going to trust it. I'm going to say, okay, cool. Just I approve you to start coding. And I'm going to do bypass permissions because I don't want to have to approve every micro adjustment it wants to make. And we'll see. We'll see what it does. Normally, like it gets to a working minimum viable product, but then after that, it takes a lot of iteration to make it look and feel the way you want, to add all the features you want. So yeah. And circuits, I wholeheartedly agree. I definitely prefer Claude over ChatGPT. Although I know ChatGPT 5.4 is out and people just rave about its coding capabilities. I just think Claude has a better personality. And I've been using Opus 4.6 a lot lately, and it flies. It works so well. So yeah, Mike, so for your question on, yeah, so for our live streaming application, that can be one of the features we incorporate, is like we get the live chat that we can put up on screen. And then maybe what we do is we create a dedicated, some sort of auto sort. So when people do QQQ, maybe it either visually flags them or it auto sorts them in a way where it's just easier to see them. So it's like the sky's the limit. Whatever you can think of, whatever features that come to mind, you can probably get going. So we're going to just let Claude do its thing over here on the left. And by the way, like you can have multiple Claude Code sessions going at the same time. So right over here on the left, and I don't know how well you can see this, we've got the lightweight YouTube streaming app, which it's working on right now. We've got my lead magnet, which is like a quiz that I'm having it work on. We've got the monetization tracker conversation over here, which you guys have already seen. And then we've got another conversation with Claude on a CRM dashboard that I'm building for myself. So yeah, you can have them all running together, which is kind of nice. The problem is, like, it's a lot of context switching back and forth. You know, when you're working on one thing and then you tab over and you work on something else, it can get a little confusing. Sorry, I have so many windows up. I'm just so disorganized right now. Yeah, circuits. Yeah, the CRM is pretty legit. You know, if you're doing any kind of entrepreneurial thing, any kind of business, whether it's with content or otherwise, you know, having good visibility into how you're making money is really important. And for a lot of people just starting out, it's like Google Sheets and email, right? It's very clunky, very kludgy. So, um, I think it's HTML and CSS. I don't know. This is like the upper limits of my technical experience. I have no idea. Vesna, how are you? Good to see you. Mohit, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I haven't live streamed in a while. Loving the new branding. That yellow really pops. Yeah, Claude is pretty good. Like it just does a really good job of reasoning, of thinking through the problem, and then coming up with a really good plan. You know, but like I said, you do have to do a lot of back and forth to get it the way you want it. Mike, if I get it working, I will let you know. I wouldn't be charging for it. It would just be a thing that I make. This is the problem with vibe coding, is that anyone can make anything now, as long as you can imagine it and you have the patience to talk to the AI to get it to do the thing. Then you know, anyone can do it really, and it doesn't take a lot of technical experience at all. What's interesting is that the more you interact with it in a coding environment where it's like making an application for you, you just start to pick up things here and there, things that you would never learn about, because you're kind of like, you're watching it think in real time, you're watching it create stuff. You just pick up on all these different you know, different concepts and different pieces of technology. Yeah, circuits. I can show you really quick what mine looks like if it's interesting to you. So I don't know how many of you out there. What's up, Lego? How are you, man? It has been a long time. Good to see you. So for anyone who's doing anything related to small business, entrepreneurship, if you're trying to make money online, if you're doing it by yourself, you're probably pulled in 1,000 different directions in how to organize and manage and maintain things and follow up on things. And I'm definitely feeling that myself. So I've built out this dashboard. This is like a CRM, and I hope I've done a good enough job of blurring out all of the personal information. You see this okay? So it tells me how much money I have in the pipeline, how much has been committed, meaning someone is signing up for a service or offer, how much I've collected month to date, all of my prospects. I've got all of my activity and different, you know, like month over month income for the business. And then I've got like all of my conversion rates for all of my different surfaces where people interact with my business. So how many views I get and what percentage of those views lead to people hitting my lead magnet page, how many people opt in for my newsletter lead magnet once they get there, my conversion rate on school, how many people opt in, for the amount of people that hit my sales page, how many people sign up for a consultation, things like that, close rate, offers extended. And then what's really cool is this business scorecard that tracks basically how everything is doing week by week. And I just told Claude to do all this stuff. And, it makes the connections. It connects to Fathom, which is the recording software that records all of my calls with clients. And so it knows like what those interactions look and feel like. I've been using Claude to coach me on how to be a better coach for my clients. It's like calling me out on all of this stuff, all of the things that I'm messing up on or not doing correctly. It's reading those transcripts and it's giving me a hard time about it, which is really nice. Yeah, Monique, it's just impossible. It's impossible to keep track of all of this stuff. And Mike, I know that it's a lot, but I think you know me by now. This is kind of how I operate, right? I'm a little crazy. I'm a little neurotic. I try to organize things as much as I can, and sometimes I over organize, but that's just par for the course. And I'm realizing I don't have my my picture out. You guys can't even see me. You'll have to fix that later. So this is where I've been spending my time. Mike, let me ask you, if you could build something with AI, what would you build? Any kind of like web-based application or even a smartphone application, what would you build? I wish that were true, Mike. A lot of my drawers are messy. Well, here's the deal. If you guys are already using ChatGPT, then you're already ahead of so many people because there's still so many people out there who don't. And the coding stuff is really baked into all of those applications. So if you use ChatGPT, all you got to do is say, hey, can you build me this thing? And just start talking to it. Mike, as you're hearing me explain this stuff, tell it to chat and see if it can keep a running list for you, and then you can have it build some of these things. Okay, Circuit. So you're actually co-coding with Claude. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose if you've got that background, if you know how to do it, more power to you. I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. I know how to talk half the time. Yeah, that's great. If you can get something done that quickly, that's awesome. So let's check in. Let's see what our projects are up to, because we had a few of them running at the same time. Let me get rid of all of this stuff here. All right, so here's what we've got. This was the streaming one. So Mike, here are the features. This is the minimum viable product. Camera and mic selection with a preview monitor, 2 scenes, camera only, plus a screen share and camera. That's actually pretty good. A screen picker, a go live button, a chat overlay, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need, the chat overlay. Dark theme, and then we will need a YouTube streaming key. We grab that from YouTube Studio, blah, blah, blah. That's like normal. I wonder if we can link the software to our YouTube account, because in Ecamm, I can actually link my Ecamm account to my YouTube account so that I can go live right from Ecamm without having to go into YouTube Studio. Okay. Let me actually make that a thing. Can we make it so the software actually connects to our YouTube account so that we can go live right from the software without having to go into YouTube Studio to grab the stream ID or the stream key, whatever we're calling it? So basically, if we can connect the software to YouTube, then it would know the stream key, right? Let me know if that's correct. Ooh, Turbo, that's a great idea. Yeah, record locally, right? Like stream and then record at the same time. I mean, all the major streaming services do that. Okay, so here's what it said. That's exactly right. If our application can connect to YouTube via the OAuth, then we can grab the streaming API, and we're good. So we never actually need to touch YouTube Studio. Okay, let me actually add that in. And then can we include a ability to record locally as well? So while we're streaming, it would effectively save the audio and video feed right to the machine locally. Good suggestion. So let's take a look what else it's working on. Still working on the quiz. And I think it's done working on the monetization tracker. Let's see. So the big thing was having it fix this growth timeline, which I don't think it did. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like, I don't know how to tell it to make this more interactive and more dynamic. Yeah, Turbo, that's right. You'd still wanna probably schedule it through YouTube Studio. That's kind of what I always do. I schedule it through YouTube Studio, name it, put a thumbnail, and then when it's time to go live, I just open up Ecamm. But I know you can also schedule it from Ecamm, but I don't know if there's a way to include a thumbnail. So that's why I always do it through YouTube Studio. Yeah, I don't know. This growth timeline is stumping me. I feel like this is the biggest draw of the monetization tracker because it helps you understand the date with which you'll get monetized. But I just don't have the words or the idea to make this thing look and feel a little bit nicer. I'll have to come back to it. Um, Get Right Fitness is asking if it's the paid version or free version. Of Claude, it is the paid version. Yeah. Because you're going to get hit with rate limits pretty quick on the free version. That's kind of the downside of these AI tools is that they can get pretty expensive. And the limitations, even on the $20 plan, if you spend a lot of time with it, you're going to hit those limitations pretty quick. But for me, it's worth it because I spend so much time with Claude in my business. It's not just for vibe coding, it's literally for everything. So I think the landing page looks pretty good. I don't think there's I don't think there's much we need to work on this landing page. It's really the demo page that I think needs to be shored up. So if anyone has any thoughts, let me just ask Claude, like, how do we make this section? So, help me understand the main purposes of these two cards. What do we think the main draw is? What are we trying to communicate here? And how do we emphasize it a little bit more so it's a little bit easier to read and easier to understand? And is there any other data that you think should be in either of these cards or on this page that we don't currently have? Like what else would be useful to the viewer? Okay, so we have Claude chewing on that. Still working on the quiz. It's doing a lot of work on this quiz. I basically told it to completely overhaul the UI. That's been working on this for a long time. Oh wait, this is the... Yeah, this is the quiz. So I can't really do much right now until one of these chats finishes. The other thing I'm working on too, if you guys are interested, is I'm doing this survey to assess what kind of creator you are on YouTube. And it will walk you through a series of questions, and then it'll give you kind of a score at the end and a little bit of guidance on things you could be working on, depending on what your goals are or like, you know, your ambitions for YouTube. And then at the end, there's this resource vault that I'm building out of all of the different templates and workflows and trackers that I've built. So we could maybe take a look at this really quick here. And I'd love to hear if you guys have any feedback on any kind of tools or resources you think would be good for the resource vault. Mike saying, I'd love to have an app that would review all of the comments on a particular video and summarize them for the questions that are asked for future. Okay, Mike, that is a great idea. Maybe we can start a chat about that. That's a good idea. I think we're going to do that, you guys. We're going to try and build what Mike's asking for. Give me a sec, Mike. I'm going to queue that one up. Actually, let me just do it really quick here. So I'm going to start a new session. So basically, let me show you guys how easy this is, right? All it takes is one really good idea, right? So we're going to make this a little bit bigger. We are now in Claude. This is the desktop application for Claude. And I have Claude code selected here at the top. This means that I can have it build out an application for us. It's going to be a web app, meaning you can just open it right in Chrome. So the question is, can you build out a web-based application that looks at recent YouTube videos on my channel and looks at all of the comments and basically aggregates all of them to figure out what questions I should be addressing in future upcoming videos? Mike, is there more to it than that? I wonder if there's more. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Summarize the questions and just pick out like what's the highest priority. What do people need help with the most? So let's do it. We'll just send it. We'll see what it comes back with. Yeah, okay. We can always add to it. Have the web app grab, have a box to drop a link. And oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you would include the URL and then it would go grab the comments. That's one way to do it. Okay, so for the live streaming application, it wants my Google Cloud Auth credentials. I'm going to say, I think you have access to Chrome. Can you go out to Chrome and get those for me? If you need me to sign in, I'm happy to do it, but just navigate to the webpage. We'll do allow. That's going to give Claude access to my browser. Cool. So if you didn't know, Claude Code can actually connect to your Chrome browser as well, and it can navigate the internet on your behalf. It can't do important things like transact, but if you're signed into a website, it can navigate through the website and it can grab information that it needs. It can take screenshots. So if you're ever working on something and you're like in over your head trying to troubleshoot, Claude can help out with that. Okay, so Claude is asking, Mike, this is about your comment scraper. How should comments be analyzed? Use Claude AI to cluster questions and extract themes, or a simpler keyword pattern matching approach? I'm curious your input, Mike, on that. If we just want to use Claude to analyze it, or maybe look for keywords and patterns, or if you have a different idea altogether. I think probably number one, Claude AI analysis. I'm going to go with that one. And then where should the app live? Let's just do a standalone local app for now. So Mike, were you thinking one video or multiple videos? Maybe let's just do last 5. Oh, so one video at a time. Okay, we can maybe add that in. Oh boy, we got a lot of stuff going on in here. Okay, so it's still working on the quiz. And this is the project on the monetization tracker. I'm just going to say yes. Yeah, Turbo, that's a good idea. Yeah, we can have it do, we can like update it, just say one at a time. So as you can see, it's really easy to get carried away with having like a dozen different projects running at the same time. I don't recommend that though, because the more you have going, one, you're going to just chew up all of your usage. And then two, you're going to like drop the ball and lose sight of the goal or the objectives on some of them. And then you end up creating something that you didn't really want to begin with. So maybe like 1 to 3 high value things to work on it at a time. Oh, okay. Let me show you while Claude is still thinking. This is the, you guys see this? Okay. This over here is the resource vault. This is going to be all the things that I've built around YouTube. So once you take the survey, you get your assessment, you'd be directed to the resource vault. This is all free, just giveaways. Because I think there's a lot of stuff scattered and it's probably not easy for people to get to it. And not everything is useful for everybody. but I have like my scripting outline template that people can grab if they want to borrow that. Um, a checklist for writing titles, my new YouTuber crash course, which I made like a 50 some minute video about, making a lead magnet, all of this kind of stuff, how to validate topics. And then I've got various AI prompts. I've got this spreadsheets and trackers. So this was my original monetization tracker. That was a Google Sheet. So I'm thinking of like obviously replacing that with the web-based version. The victory log, which I really recommend for anyone who's working on their YouTube channel and you want to track your milestones and your wins and all your successes. This is a great way of staying plugged in to all the ground that you've covered, because YouTube is hard. And then the creator toolkit. This is basically all of the technology that I use. So software that helps me with my creator stuff like Canva, Google, Loom. I love Loom. So I make video messages. Ecamm, which is what I'm using right now. Screen Studio for tutorials. And then I've got all my equipment here as well. So for anyone who wants to know what camera I'm using, all of that stuff's in here. So yeah, this would just be another free resource for people if it's useful. And if you guys have any ideas of other resources you think would be helpful for new YouTube creators, let me know and I'll see if I have something, or maybe I'll make something. Playtime, did you have a question? I don't know if I saw your question. What's your question? Yes. Smart. Yeah, interesting. I mean, I hadn't thought about having it do what Loom does. Yeah, it's a great idea because I'm paying like 15 bucks a month for Loom, right? It'd be kind of nice to build an app that just does it for free. I mean, I think that's the future we're heading to, is all of these apps could potentially just get, you know, people could just make their own versions of them. So yeah, and I've experimented a little bit with using Claude for editing, and you can basically have it use the remotion skill. Maybe that's what you're alluding to, grounded. Remotion is a skill that Claude can learn, and then it can make essentially short little MP4s of footage that you can use in your videos. So I've done that once. It worked okay. But yeah, likewise, you're slowly getting rid of subscriptions. I think that's smart, man. Like if you've got the patience to build all this stuff, then you can save yourself a bunch of money. So Playtime is asking, is my channel repetitive? Let me pull up your channel. Give me one sec. Hold on. Go to channel. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. Playtime edits. The question is my channel repetitive? What is your channel all about? Oh, you got 10K subs. Good for you. Okay, you're about Poppy Playtime content. I don't know if I know what that is. Poppy Playtime. Okay, that's the new term for me. So the question is your content repetitive? Meaning like you think you're going to get flagged from YouTube? I don't know. Honestly, I don't pay much attention to what YouTube is doing in terms of demonetizing or banning or flagging AI automation channels. I guess I don't think your content is repetitive. It looks completely different from one video to the next. So I'm not sure you have much to worry about there. But I think if you're worried about repetitive content, then, and don't take this the wrong way, I would just say try harder, like don't just repurpose old videos over and over again, or don't just make the same exact video and just with a slight variation from one to the next. Like be a creator, like actually create something new, something novel, something unique, something that adds value, something that's useful to other people, whether it's entertaining or educational. Um, there's a lot of channels out there that are probably losing their monetization status, or they're not going to go anywhere, and it's because they're flooding the zone with all this AI slop, and that's the gamble, right? Make real authentic content, show your face on camera, or like, I don't know, tell a story, talk about your lived experience, learn a skill and then teach it. Like these are the real things that YouTube is meant for, and those things will never get banned or demonetized. So just be real and don't jump on a fad or, a trend to try and make a quick buck on YouTube. Um, Creative is asking, can you explain to me about uploading same video over and over by adding a like and comment, still getting views? How is that possible? I don't really understand the question, but no, I can't explain that. Again, coming back to what I just mentioned a moment ago, I don't pay attention to really channels that are just pumping out content after content of all the same stuff, trying to just milk YouTube AdSense. It's not really in my wheelhouse. So Grounded, yeah, if you want me to take a look at your channel, happy to do it. We got the robots working in the background. So we might as well spend a minute here. Hold on. Let me pull up your channel. Grounded Pursuit. Ooh, okay, you're on school. Good for you, man. I'm also on school. School's amazing. I help good men stop spiraling in relationship issues and live confidently without therapy or gimmicks. Okay, that is a very strong value proposition. It's very clear on the front end what your channel is about. Your channel banner doesn't tell me what your channel is about. Honestly, these are just small details. Like if you want me to nitpick, I would say put a value proposition in your banner, or put whatever your transformation or outcome is in your banner. Oh, don't worry about the age limit. That's just like, that's irrelevant. I should probably get rid of that because it's probably deterring some people. So face value. Ooh, look a Ryan Trahan thumbnail right there. I think that's Ryan Trahan, right? He did that one. Okay, good. JT, no, I don't think you're shadow banned. I don't think shadow banning is the thing. Just make better videos. So I think one thing you can do is maybe just, are you primarily like a talking head in your videos? This one, you're definitely a talking head. That one, you're definitely a talking head. Yeah, it looks like you're a talking head. Basically, what I would do is just do face plus text. Don't do anything crazy. Just face plus text. You and some words, and whatever backdrop you've got. I can maybe help you make a thumbnail really quick too. So the idea would be create some emotion with your title, create curiosity, right? Create a sense of desire or FOMO or fear, and then exaggerate that with the text in the thumbnail. So they should really play off each other. I wouldn't worry about trying to come up with a nice new image each time, because you're just going to be like constantly trying to figure out, what do I put in my thumbnail? What do I put in my thumbnail? If you follow my example, and again, I'm not like an expert here, but if you follow my example, I'm pretty boring. I'm basically 90% face plus text. So just me plus some words. That's pretty much it. And that's what I show on screen. I'm mostly a talking head on screen, right? Just make sure your words are huge, that they really stand out. Make sure you are really big and that you really stand out. Make sure that you in the foreground are brighter than the background. And just make sure your text really stands out, right? Because oftentimes we don't know, like some of these are too clever for their own good. Some of them, it's just really not clear what the video is about. You know what I mean? Like this text is going to be too small. This one kind of makes sense. You got someone stepping on the doormat versus you feeling confident with respect. But honestly, I think words are going to be easier to nail than the image. So here's what I would recommend. Yeah, like this one's probably better, right? Because you're like pretty big, but you know you're kind of dark. The background's brighter than you. You don't really want to be backlit. Yeah, librarian titles. Yeah, we're taking a look at a channel here. So here's what I would do, right? Let me show you my Canva really quick. And this is going to be good practice for me because I'm trying to make a tutorial on Canva. So here's my thumbnail project. Hopefully you can see this okay. Let me get rid of, hold on, let me just get rid of the question. Sorry, my stuff is all over the place. Okay, so we've got Canva, and I have every single thumbnail that I've ever made in one project. And this is useful for me because I'm a little OCD and I don't like things scattered everywhere. So I just have them all in one location, right? Easy for me to get to, easy for me to see, and super easy for me to copy and paste, right? So you can see all my thumbnails, okay? Now, when I want to make a new thumbnail, I basically just duplicate an old thumbnail. So I scroll down to my most recent thumbnail down here. I hit the duplicate page button right here. That makes a duplicate. So now I've got two of these guys. We clearly don't need two, so we're just going to delete this one out. And we got a fresh new page. Now what I've got up here are all my headshots. So normally what I would do is before I film a video, before I actually deliver the script to camera, I'll sit down, I'll hit record on my camera for about a minute. I'll do all the different poses. I'll smile, I'll look goofy, I'll point, I'll look confused, I'll look sad, or whatever the emotion is that you want in your thumbnail. And then I'll stop recording. So I have like a 1 to 2 minute clip of just me doing all of the thumbnail poses. I'll put that MP4 file on my computer, and then I will play it back. I'll scrub through it and I'll take screenshots. All of those screenshots will go into Canva, and then I'll just remove the background and organize them like so. Super simple, super easy, very repeatable. And then what you'll find is over time, you'll have this huge library of all of these headshots that you can use whenever you're making a new thumbnail. And this way you're not reinventing the wheel every single time, and you're not getting flustered and scrambling to make a thumbnail. You've got all these pictures that you can use. So I quite like these ones here. I think these are like my best. It's my best photo shoot, if you will. So we can grab one of these, click on it, copy it, Command C or Control C on your keyboard, and then you go to your brand new canvas and you paste it. And now we are ready to rock and roll. You can resize it, reposition it, and then you can add your text and all the things. So it's so easy, it's so repeatable. And again, coming back to my channel, that's basically what I've been doing. And it's, you know, I don't have the best thumbnails in the world, but they're also not the worst. So hopefully that's a little bit useful. Playtime, I don't make shorts. And your question is it okay if you mainly upload shorts? It just depends on what your goals are. I think shorts are a waste of time for me because my viewers and my audience probably don't watch a lot of shorts. Therefore, I don't make shorts. But if your audience watches shorts, then make shorts. I just don't know much about them. I don't care to know much about them. I think they're a bit toxic and not good for our brains. Creative is asking, do I know about YouTube MCN? What is that? I don't think I know. Yeah, there you go. Grounded use AI to automate it. That's a great idea. I haven't thought of that yet either myself. So let's come back to Claude really quick, see what Claude's up to. We're going to just allow it to do all the things. So for anyone who's just joining us, we have Claude working on several projects. And some of those projects are YouTube related things. We're trying to build out a live streaming application so that we don't have to pay for eCam anymore. We're trying to build out a YouTube monetization tracker. We're building out a resource vault. And also a comment scraper. I don't know why it keeps asking me for permissions. Grounded, do you have that problem when you're vibe coding that it constantly asks you for permissions? Build. Okay, have you already done that? Have you built a Calendly replacement? Because I haven't thought of that either. I was thinking of using Google. Yeah, that's annoying. I have it set to bypass. I would think it would just do all the things. So how does your Calendly replacement, does it work well? And same thing with Loom. Do they both work well for you? That's cool. Yeah, that's probably a next step for me at some point. Honestly, there's too many things to build. There's not enough time. Okay, so Claude is asking me for the API keys. I'm just gonna say, you have access to my browser. Go ahead, navigate there. I'll sign in and you can grab them yourself. I should probably not share that part, huh? Yeah, I should probably not share that at all. Oopsie. Yeah, I should. Well, yeah. Netify. Is that like Vercel? Is that like a competitor of Vercel? Dispatch. Oh, is Dispatch the way you can remotely connect from your phone? The Cloud app on your phone? I haven't used it before. I mean, I'm pretty much in front of my computer all day, so I don't really need to do it while I'm out and about. Ah, interesting. I thought it's been out for a little while. Okay, I'm feeling like I have too many things going at the same time here. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of them. Do you use like anti-gravity or do you code right from the Claude application? Yeah. Is it pretty easy to get into? I've never used it. I don't know anything about IDEs. I don't even know. I don't even know what that acronym stands for. And so you've got like multiple instances of Claude running within anti-gravity, and it's like each is tackling a different project, right? Yeah, I feel like the Claude desktop application, it's just a bit clunky, you know, and to like navigate multiple projects at the same time, and I don't know, it just feels a little bit kludgy. Yeah, and then can it control your browser too? Like, will it control Chrome and navigate the web for you? Nice. Yeah, that's been really helpful because oftentimes it wants me to go to Cloudflare or to sign into all these like admin consoles, and I just don't want to be bothered. Mm. Um. Yes. Okay. Coming back to an older one. Yeah, happy to do it, man. Thanks for jumping in. Good chatting. I think I've got to, yeah, I got to get on my community call here in a little bit. So I'm going to probably end the stream and tidy up a few things. So hopefully this was helpful. If anyone has any thoughts, questions, leave a comment below. And I appreciate you guys for being here. With that, have a great rest of your week, right? It's Thursday. And have a wonderful weekend and talk soon.